We're at Comiskey Park for Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. Baltimore won the first game in Baltimore 5-2. And then in the second game, Baltimore went into the ninth inning leading 5-2, but Chicago scored 4 runs in the top of the ninth to come away with a 6-5 win. And yesterday, game one, the first game three, the first game in at Comiskey Park, Chicago held on to win 4-3. So Chicago has a 2-1 lead in this series, and they just need a victory today to go to the World Series. It will be the first time since 1960 that they have reached the World Series. Baltimore needs to win today to keep the series alive and send it to Game 5 tomorrow. This is Thursday, October 6th. Or, I'm sorry, Wednesday, October 6th. Wilbur Wood gets the start for the White Sox. He started Game 1 and took the loss. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 2.57 in this series. And Dave McNally gets the start for the Orioles. This will be his first appearance in the postseason. The Orioles starting lineup will be leading off the left fielder Merv Rettenmund, batting second the center fielder Paul Blair, batting third the second baseman Dave Johnson, batting fourth the right fielder Frank Robinson, batting fifth the first baseman Boog Powell, batting sixth the catcher Andy Etchebarren, batting seventh the shortstop Mark Belanger, batting eighth the third baseman Brooks Robinson, and batting ninth the pitcher Dave McNally. On defense, the White Sox lead off with Carlos May at first base, Rich McKinney at second, Luis Alvarado at short, Bill Melton at third, Rick Reichard in left, Jay Johnstone in center, Walt Williams in right, Tom Egan catching, and on the mound, Wilbur Wood, the knuckleball pitcher. Wilbur Wood won 27 games in the regular season. Game 1, he pitched 7 innings. He gave up 9 hits, 1 home run. He walked 4. He struck out 3. And leading off for the Orioles is Merv Rettenmund, hitting 167 in the series. No home runs, no runs batted in. He is 1 for 6. It's a chilly day here in Chicago. It's 64 degrees. The wind speed is 4 miles per hour in from right center field, which I don't really remember the geography of the park, if that's Here's the first pitch. It's a knuckleball. Low and outside, ball 1. Another knuckler, ball 2. Rettenmund swings and comes up empty, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Too low, ball 3. Redmond hits a base hit up the middle. He's on with the first hit of the game. Here's Paul Blair, the center fielder. He's hitting .462 in the series. No home runs, 2 runs batted in. He is 6 for 13. Another knuckler, ball 1. Throw to first, Redmond's back. High, ball 2. Grounder up the middle, that's a base hit. Redmond stops at second. We have runners on first and second, nobody out for the Orioles. And here's Dave Johnson. He's hitting .167 in the series, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. It's a grounder to first. May to second for 1. Throw to first, not in time. Johnson beat Alvarado's throw. So there's 1 out, runners at the corners. And here is Frank Robinson. He's hitting .222, no home runs, 1 run batted in. He is 2 for 9. Outside, ball 1. Below the zone, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Strike 2 called. High pop-up. Egan throws away his mask, but it's out of play. I went to 1 game at Old Comiskey Park. It was in the last year that they played there, 1990, I think. I had taken a trip to see some games at Wrigley Field. Saw that the Brewers were in town, so I took a drive up to Milwaukee from Chicago, saw the Brewers. And I was looking at the paper, and I saw that the next day there were going to be 2 games in Chicago. An early day game at Comiskey Park, and then a night game at Wrigley Field. So I drove down to Chicago, went to the early game at Comiskey Park where the Mariners beat the White Sox. And then that night, went to Wrigley Field and saw the Phillies beat the Cubs. That was after seeing the Orioles beat the Brewers. And walking into Old Comiskey Park felt like being in a time machine in a way that Wrigley didn't feel like. Because at the time, the ballpark I was most familiar with was Cleveland Stadium, and that was an old park as well. The 2-2 pitch. Up and away, ball 3. Ball 4. Wood walks Frank Robinson. And we have the bases loaded. 1 out, and here's Boog Powell. Boog missed game 1, but he's hitting .375. No home runs, 1 run batted in. He is 3 for 8. And he has a stolen base. Swing and a minute. Boy, he lunged at that knuckleball. Strike 1. That almost hit him, ball 1. Strike 2 called. Foul tip, but Egan held on. Strike 3. 2 outs. Here is Andy Etchebarren, who is 1 for 8 in the series with 1 home run, 1 run batted in, and 1 run scored. Strike 1 called on another knuckler. Too high, ball 1. It's a sharp grounder to third. Melton to second for the out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors as Wilbur Wood works his way out of a jam. The Baltimore left the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Baltimore nothing, Chicago coming to bat. Starting lineup for the White Sox. Batting first to right fielder Walt Williams. Batting second to first baseman Carlos May. Batting third to center fielder Jay Johnstone. Batting fourth to second baseman Rich McKinney. Batting fifth to third baseman Bill Melton. Batting sixth to catcher Tom Egan. Batting seventh to left fielder Rick Reichert. Batting eighth to shortstop Luis Alvarado, and batting ninth to pitcher Wilbur Wood. On defense, the Orioles have Boog Powell at first, Dave Johnson at second, Mark Belanger at short, Brooks Robinson at third, Merv Rettenman in left, Paul Blair in center, Frank Robinson in right, Andy Etchebarren catching, and on the mound, Dave McNally. Dave McNally in 29 games had a record of 13-8 with an ERA of 3.06. He spent 5 weeks on the disabled list. Against Chicago, he had no wins, no losses, and an ERA of 2.53. Walt Williams leads off for Chicago. He is 0 for 5 in the series. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder, Robinson to his right, or to his left. Has it. Long throw to first, and he throws him out. 1 out. Robinson and Belanger both went after that one. Orioles, they got a great defense, but Robinson, Belanger, and Dave Johnson have been having a little bit of trouble on their defense in this series. Here's Carlos May, the first baseman. He's hitting .462, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. He is 6 for 13 in the series. He has a double and a triple, and he has 1 stolen base. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball in the right field. Frank Robinson drifting over, and he's got it. 2 outs. Here's Jay Johnstone. He's hitting .300 in the series. 1 home run, 1 run batted in. He's 3 for 10. Lays down a bunt. Robinson picks it up. He let it roll. It stayed fair. That's a base hit for Jay Johnstone. Here's Rich McKinney, who's hitting .154. No home runs, 1 run batted in. He's 2 for 13 on the season. Or the series, rather. Strike 1 called. McNally, he has a moderate fastball. Keeps the ball up. He can occasionally be plagued by the home run ball. Strike 2 called. Strike 3 called. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 1 in Chicago, no score. Bottom of the order will come up for Baltimore in the second. Mark Belanger, Brooks Robinson, and Dave McNally. Mark Belanger's hitting .167. No home runs, no runs batted in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Base hit up the middle. That gets into the gap. Johnstone plays it. Belanger slides into second. He has a double. Here is Brooks Robinson. He's 1 for 11 in the series with 1 run batted in. made a critical error in game 2 that let the White Sox get ahead of the Orioles 6-5, and that was the ultimate final score. Curveball. He hits a line drive to third. Melton makes the catch. 1 out. Here's Dave McNally. McNally's a good bunter. Here's a knuckleball, high and outside, ball 1. High, just inside, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Another swing and a miss, strike 2. Strike 3 called. That's the second strikeout of the game for Wilbur Wood. Here's Merv Rettenman. He is 1 for 1. He led off the game with a single. It's a fly ball into right field. Williams drifting back. Has it. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. No score here in Chicago. It's game 4 of the American League Championship Series, and Chicago leads the series 2-1. If they win today, they go to the World Series for the first time since 1960. Baltimore wins. We'll be back here on Thursday for game 5. Bill Melton leads off for Chicago. He's hitting 154, 1 home run, 1 run batted in. He's 2 for 13. Fouls it back. That makes it 0-2. Popped it up. Etcher Barron's after it, but that makes the seats. Caught the outside corner. Strike 3 called. That's strikeout number 2 for Dave McNally. Here's Tom Egan. He is 0 for 4 in the series. Rick Reichert's on deck. It's a shallow fly ball in the left field. Rettenman coming in. Belanger going back. Rettenman has it. 2 outs. And here's Rick Reichert. He's having a good series. He's hitting 400. 1 home run, 1 run batted in. He is 4 for 10. He's gotten a hit in each of the 3 previous games. He had 2 hits in the first game, and 1 hit in game 2, 1 hit in game 3. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball in the left field. Rettenman going back at the wall. Gone. Home run number 2 of the series for Rick Reichert. And the White Sox take a 1-0 lead. Here's Luis Alvarado. He's hitting 273, 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. He's 3 for 11 with a double and a home run. He's scored 3 runs. He had 2 errors in game 2 that I believe led to 4 unearned runs, but he had a crucial hit in the White Sox 9th inning rally that put Chicago ahead in that game. The 0-2 pitch. Caught the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 3 for McNally, but the White Sox get 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, no one left. We played 2 in Chicago. White Sox 1, Baltimore nothing. 3rd inning for Baltimore will be Paul Blair, Dave Johnson, and Frank Robinson. Paul Blair is 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first. It's a grounder to first. May up with it. Tosses to Wood covering. 1 out. Here's Dave Johnson. He's 0 for 1. He grounded into a force play in the first inning. The 0-2 pitch. It's a grounder to second. McKinney's up with it to throw to first. 2 outs. Here's Frank Robinson. He walked in the first. The 2-0 pitch. Fly ball to right field, or left field. Reichert at the wall, and he watches as that one goes. Home run for Frank Robinson. His first home run of the series, and that ties the game at 1 apiece. Here's Boog Powell. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch. It's fly ball in center field. Johnstone drifting back, has it. 3 outs, but Baltimore gets 1 run. 1 hit, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the third. In game 4, we are tied at 1 apiece. It'll be Wilbur Wood, Walt Williams, and Carlos May for Chicago in the third. Wilbur Wood is 0 for 2 in the series as a hitter. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's strikeout number 4 for Dave McNally. Walt Williams is up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to Brooks Robinson in the first. The 1-2 pitch. Williams hits a base hit into right center. Robinson's up with it and tosses it back in. That brings up Carlos May, who's 0 for 1. He flagged to Paul Blair in the first inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Low, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hits a hard grounder to third. This could be 2. To second for 1. And there'll be no throw to first. So 2 outs. Carlos May's on first. And here's Jay Johnstone, who's 1 for 1. He bunted for a single in the first inning. He hits a base hit into right field. No, that was a liner that Robinson caught. Sorry, they really caught me with my pants down on that one. So there's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 3 in Chicago. We're tied at 1 apiece. And according to our tracker, in the bottom of the 4th in Game 4 in Pittsburgh, Dodgers and Pirates are tied at 4 apiece. That's Doyle Alexander against Bob Johnson. Steve Garvey hit a home run. 4th inning for Baltimore will be Andy Etchebarren, Mark Belanger, and Brooks Robinson. Andy Etchebarren is 0 for 1. He grounded into a force play in the first. The 2-1 pitch. Base hit into left field. Reichert didn't get a good jump on that one. Here's Mark Belanger. He's 1 for 1. He doubled in the second. Baltimore loaded the bases in the first, but was not able to score. That's a knuckleball. Strike 1 called. It's a grounder to third. This could be 2. To second for 1. No throw to first. So there's 1 out. Belanger on first. Here's Brooks Robinson. He's 0 for 1. He lined out the Bill Melton last time up. Knuckleball right down the middle for strike 1. It's fly ball into left field. Reichert moving over to his left has it. 2 outs. Belanger holds at first. That'll bring up the pitcher, Dave McNally. McNally struck out in the second. Knuckleball, he looks at strike one. Changeup, ball one. Caught the inside corner, strike two. Pop up third base side, Melton's after it. But that will make the seats. Fouls it back. Count remains 1-2. Curveball. Nice grab by Egan. Ball two. McNally hits a base hit into right field. Belanger rounds second. He'll take third. So we have 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Here's Merv Rettenman. He's 1 for 2. He led off the game with a single. And he flied out to Walt Williams in the second. He chased a knuckler that was out of the zone. Strike one. It's a bouncer to second. McKinney to Alvarado for the out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. In Game 4 of the American League Championship Series, it is Baltimore 1, Chicago 1. It'll be the middle of the order for the White Sox in the fourth. Rich McKinney, Bill Melton, and Tom Egan. McKinney is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. The 2-1 pitch. Grounder down the third base line, but that's foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a liner into left field, base hit. Rettenman got to it quickly and held McKinney to a single. Here's Bill Melton. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. You look it up. Bill Melton hit 32 home runs in the regular season. He had 115 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. He lunged at that fastball. High and outside. Ball 1. Melton's not chasing. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That is strikeout number 5 for Dave McNally. Tom Egan is up next. Egan is 0 for 5 in the series, and he's 0 for 1 today. He flied out to Merv Rettenman in the second. Low, ball 1. Outside, ball 2. Got the outside corner, strike 1. Egan hit 205 in the regular season. Too high, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. It's a grounder to short. To second for 1. Throw to first. Not in time. So 2 outs. Run around first. Here's Rick Riker. He's 1 for 1. He hit a solo home run back in the second inning. Throw to first. Egan's back. High, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike one. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Rickards fly ball in the center field. Blair drifting over to his left. He dives and he's got it. Great catch by Paul Blair. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. We've played 4 in Chicago. Baltimore 1, Chicago 1. Paul Blair leads off for the Orioles in the 5th. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the 1st. And he grounded to May in the 3rd. The 1-0 pitch. Grounder back to the mound. Wood has it, throws him out. 1 out. Here's Dave Johnson. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a force play in the 1st, and he grounded to McKinney in the 3rd. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Johnson's barking at the ump a little bit, but he walks away. Strikeout number 3 for Wilbur Wood. Here's Frank Robinson. He's 1 for 1. He walked in the 1st, and he had a solo home run in the 3rd that tied the game. The 1-0 pitch. Grounder to 1st. May has it. He'll take it himself. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Baltimore 1, Chicago 1. Here on WJST, Parma, Norwich, Tuscaloosa, and Utah. Bottom of the 5th in Game 4. It'll be Alvarado, Wood, and Williams for the White Sox. Luis Alvarado, he's 0 for 1. He struck out in the 2nd inning. The 2-0 pitch. It's a hard grounder on the infield. Brooks Robinson to his left has it, throws him out. 1 out. Here's Wilbur Wood. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the 3rd. The 1-1 pitch. Base hit into right field. That's Wood's first hit of the series. And here's Walt Williams. He's 1 for 2 today. He grounded to Brooks Robinson in the 1st. He singled in the 3rd. Foul tip, strike 1. Curveball, low and outside, ball 1. Grounder down the first base line. That's foul. Nelly throws the first. Woods back. Williams hits fly ball in the center field. Blair drifting over to his left has it. 2 outs. Here's Carlos May. He's 0 for 2 today. He flied out to Paul Blair in the 1st, and he grounded into a force play in the 3rd. Line drive down the first base line. That's foul. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 2. It's a line drive to second, right at Dave Johnson. 3 outs, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 5 complete. It's an official game here in Chicago. Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. It is Baltimore 1, Chicago 1. Baltimore has 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. They've left 6 men on base, including 3 in the 1st. Chicago has 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. They've left 4 men on base. Chicago scored first when Rick Reichart hit a solo home run in the 2nd. And then in the top of the 3rd, Frank Robinson returned the favor, hitting a solo home run, and that tied the game. And that's where we're at right now with the score tied 1-1. For the Orioles, in the sixth, it will be Boog Powell, Andy Etchebarren, and Mark Belanger. Boog Powell is 0 for 2 today. He struck out in the first and flied out to Jay Johnstone in the third. The 2-2 pitch. Pops it up third base side and foul ground. Melton is after it, but that makes the seats. The 2-2 pitch. Powell hits fly ball to right field. Williams going back. He's at the wall. That's off the wall. Powell's on second with a leadoff double. Here's Andy Etchebarren. He's 1 for 2 today. He grounded into a force play in the first, and he singled in the fourth. Caught the outside corner, strike one. Knuckleball, that was outside, ball one. Oh, that caught Etchebarren on the leg. Puts runners on first and second, nobody out. And here's Mark Belanger, who's 1 for 2. He doubled in the second. He grounded into a force play in the fourth. Knuckleball, foul tip, strike one. That was right down the middle for strike two. Belanger hits a grounder to third. Melton, his only plays to first. In time. One out. The runners advance. Powell on third. Etchebarren's on second. Here's Brooks Robinson, who's 0 for 2. He lined to Melton in the second and flied to Johnstone in the fourth. Knuckleball, he lunged and missed that one. Strike one. Change up, base hit. Powell scores. Etchebarren rounds third, but he's going to hold. That makes it 2-1 Baltimore. Here's Dave McNally. He's 1 for 2 today. He struck out in the second, and he singled in the fourth. McNally's an excellent bunter. Knuckleball, he lays one down. Wood pounces on it. Etchebarren's going to hold at third. The throw to second. To first. Not in time. Etchebarren scores when they couldn't turn the double play. It's 3-1 Baltimore. Here's Merv Rettenman. He is 1 for 3. He singled in the first. Flied to Williams in the second, and he grounded into a force play in the fourth. Knuckleball, he checked his swing, but they called that a strike. In the dirt outside, ball one. Fly ball down the left field line, but that's hooking foul. Rettenman hits a sharp grounder to short. Alvarado has it, the throw to second. And that'll end the inning. But Baltimore gets 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is Baltimore 3, Chicago 1. It's a must-win game for Baltimore. If they win today, they'll force a game 5. If they lose today, Chicago goes to the World Series. For Chicago in the 6th, it will be Jay Johnstone, Rich McKinney, and Bill Melton. Jay Johnstone is 1 for 2. He singled in the first on a bunt. The 0-1 pitch. Pops it up. Echeverrien's under it. He's got it. 1 out. Here is Rich McKinney. He's 1 for 2 today. He struck out in the first. He singled in the fourth. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Echeverrien dropped it. He had to throw him out at first. 2 outs. That was strikeout number 6 for McNally. And here's Bill Melton. He's having a tough series. He's 0 for 2. He's struck out twice today. Let me double check something here. He struck out 3 times yesterday. So he has struck out 5 times in the last 2 games. The 1-2 pitch. Oh, he got hit in the midsection. Melton's hot, but they're cooling him off. Here's Tom Egan, who's 0 for 2. He flied to Rettenman in the second and grounded into a force play in the fourth. That's at the knees, strike 1. Ball 1. That first pitch was a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's a fly ball in the left field. Belanger going back, Rettenman coming in. Rettenman has it. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 7th inning. It is Baltimore 3, Chicago 1. Got news today of the first big trade of the postseason. California Angels sent disgruntled outfielder Alcs Johnson and disgruntled backup catcher Jerry Moses to the Cleveland Indians for disgruntled outfielder Vada Pinson and disgruntled pitcher Alan Foster. Alcs Johnson was suspended at the end of June for indifferent play. And the Players Association called for a hearing on his behalf. And it was determined that he was suffering from some kind of emotional problems. And he was officially moved from the inactive list to the disabled list. And that meant that he will be paid for the time that he missed. He incurred a lot of money in fines, but that money won't be coming back to him. Jerry Moses, the backup catcher, was critical of both the Angels general manager and manager. He wanted out. And so they're going to Cleveland, and coming to Anaheim will be Vada Pinson, who had been unhappy in Cleveland and felt that Indians management hadn't been straight with him since he came over from St. Louis. And Alan Foster, who came over from the Dodgers during last offseason. And Alan Foster said he hated pitching at Municipal Stadium because of how close the fences were. But now let's get back to Game 4. In the 7th inning for the Orioles, it will be Paul Blair, Dave Johnson, and Frank Robinson. Paul Blair is 1 for 3. He singled in the first. The 1-0 pitch. It's a fly ball in the left field. Rick Reichert's going back, gone. That's a home run. That's his first home run of the postseason, and Baltimore takes a 4-1 lead. Dave Johnson's up. He is over 3 today. He grounded into a force play in the first. He grounded to McKinney in the third, and he struck out in the fifth. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The only team this year that Wilbur Wood has been less than successful against has been the Baltimore Orioles. Here's Frank Robinson. He's 1 for 2. He tied the game in the third with a solo home run. Hits a shallow fly ball to center field. John Stone coming in. He's got it. 2 outs. Here is Boog Powell. He's 1 for 3 today. He doubled in the sixth. Started out the Orioles' 6th inning rally. The 0-1 pitch. Pops it up, first base side. May is after it. It's in the stands. Strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. It's a shallow fly ball in the right field. McKinney and May going back. Williams coming in. Williams has it. But the Orioles get 1 run. 1 hit, no errors. No one left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Baltimore 4. Chicago 1 here in Game 4 of the 1971 American League Championship Series. It'll be the bottom of the order for the White Sox in the 7th. Rick Reichert, Luis Alvarado, and the pitcher's spot. Rick Reichert is 1 for 2. He hit a solo home run in the second, and he flied out to Paul Blair in the fourth. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Here is Luis Alvarado. He's 0 for 2. Caught the outside corner. Strike 1. Pops it up. Third base side. Brooks Robinson's after it. And that'll make the seats. Oh my! I missed that one too. Mark Blanchard caught that one in foul territory. Oh, it's doing terrible here. Pinch hitting for Wilbur Wood is Rich Morales. Morales is 0 for 2 in the series. Ball 1. He pops it up on the infield. Brooks Robinson taking charge. Dropped it! Reichert is at second. Morales safe on first. That's Robinson's second error of the series. Here's Walt Williams, who's 1 for 3. He grounded to Brooks Robinson in the first. He singled in the third, and he flied to Paul Blair in the fifth. It caught the inside corner, strike one. Low and inside, ball one. It's fly ball in the center field. Paul Blair to his left. Has it. It's out number two. The runners hold. And here's Carlos May, who's over 3 today. Flied out to Paul Blair in the first. He grounded into a force play in the third and lined out to Dave Johnson in the fifth. Jay Johnstone's on deck. In the dirt, ball one. May hits a base hit in the right field. Breaker rounds third, he'll score. Morales holds at second. It's 4-2 Baltimore. Here's Jay Johnstone. He's 1 for 3. He bunted for a single in the first. Lined to Frank Robinson in the third and popped out to Andy Etchebarren in the sixth. Inside, ball one. It's fly ball in the right field. Frank Robinson coming in. He's got it. But the the White Sox get 1 run, 1 hit. There was 1 error. They left 2 men on base. We played 7 in game 4. The Orioles 4, the White Sox 2. Steve Keeley coming in to pitch for Baltimore. He's pitched 1 inning in this series. Gave up 2 hits, 1 walk. He has an ERA of 9.00. In the 8th inning for Baltimore, it will be Etchebarren, Belanger, and Brooks Robinson. Etchebarren is 1 for 2. Grounded into a force play in the first. He singled in the fourth. He was hit by a pitch in the sixth. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Here's Mark Belanger. He's 1 for 3. He doubled in the second. Grounded into a force play in the fourth. And grounded to Bill Melton in the sixth. The 0-1 pitch. Fly ball to right field. Walt Williams drifting over. He has it. 2 outs. Here's Brooks Robinson. He's 1 for 3. He singled in the sixth. That scored Boog Powell. That tied the game, or that put the Orioles ahead, 2-1. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball to center field. Johnstone moving back. He's got it. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Baltimore 4, Chicago 2. Middle of the order up for Baltimore or for Chicago in the 8th. Rich McKinney, Bill Melton, and Tom Egan. McKinney is 1 for 3. He singled in the fourth. And he has 2 strikeouts today. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Belanger dives. Throws to Johnson. Johnson throws him out. Great play by Mark Belanger. Here's Bill Melton, who's 0 for 2. He has 2 strikeouts, and he was hit by a pitch. He struck out 5 times in the last 2 games. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder to third. Brooks Robinson bobbles it. Oh! Second error of the game for Brooks Robinson. That brings up Tom Egan. Mike Hirschberger will pinch hit for Tom Egan. Hirschberger has no official at-bats in the series. I believe he made 1 appearance. I believe he appeared as a pinch runner in Game 2. No, in Game 3. He appeared as a pinch runner in Game 3. Runner on first, 1 out. Low and inside, ball 1. Strike 1 called. Hits a hard grounder to third. Robinson to second for 1. To first. Double play. 5-4-3 double play. No runs, no hits, 1 error. No one left. We go to the 9th inning. It's Baltimore 4. Chicago 2 here in Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. In the 9th, Ed Herman comes in to replace Tom Egan as a catcher. Dave McNally leads off for Baltimore. He's 1 for 3. He struck out in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th. And he bunted into a force play in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch from Keeley. Pops it up on the infield. Alvarado's there. He takes it. 1 out. Here's Merv Rettenman. He's 1 for 4. He led off the game with a single back in the 1st inning. The 1-2 pitch. Base hit into left field. That's Rettenman's 2nd hit of the game. Here's Paul Blair. He's 2 for 4 today. He singled in the 1st, and he hit a solo home run in the 7th. Throw to first. Rettenman's back. It's a line drive to second, right at McKinney. 2 outs. Here's Dave Johnson. He's 0 for 4. Swing and a miss, strike 1. There's a little bit of chin music, ball 1. Caught the inside corner, strike 2. Hard grounder up the middle. Alvarado to his left has it. Throws to second for the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the ninth here in Game 4. Baltimore 4, Chicago 2. Kurt Moton coming into play left field for Baltimore. He's got a little bit of range. A little bit more than Merv Rettenman has. In the bottom of the ninth, where Chicago will be Rick Reichert, Louis Alvarado, and the pitcher spot. In the Orioles bullpen, Eddie Watt is ready to come in. McNally starting out the ninth. Rick Reichert is 1 for 2. He had a solo home run in the second. He flied out to Paul Blair in the fourth, and he walked in the seventh. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Until this year, I've never had a Game 5 in the LCS. In fact, last year, both LCSs were sweeps. Los Angeles won in Pittsburgh, forcing a Game 5 in the National League Championship Series. And the Orioles are 2 outs away from forcing a Game 5 in the ALCS. Louis Alvarado, 0 for 3 today. The 1-0 pitch. Base hit into left center. Here comes Earl Weaver. That's it for McNally. Pitched a good game today, but they're bringing in Eddie Watt. Eddie Watt this season in 30 appearances, he had 14 saves, a record of 3-1 with a 1.17 ERA. This is his first appearance of the year against Baltimore, or against Chicago, rather. Watt missed a month of the season due to injuries. Pinch hitting for Steve Keeley is Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly is hitting .250 in this series with no home runs, 1 run batted in. He has 2 hits. One of those is a double. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Strike 1. At the shoulders. Ball 1. Caught the outside corner. Strike 2. Strike 3 called. Chicago's down their last out. And here's Walt Williams. He's 1 for 4. He singled back in the third. Another fastball. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Hits a hard grounder to third. Robinson has it. Throws the first, and that's the ball game. Baltimore wins 4-2, and they extend the series to Game 5. Baltimore had 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. Chicago had 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher is Dave McNally. While Wilbur Wood takes the loss. Wilbur Wood is 0-2 in this series. Eddie Watt gets the save. Star of this game is Dave McNally. Paul Blair went 2 for 5 with a home run for Baltimore. Frank Robinson went 1 for 3 with a home run. Rick Reichert went 1 for 3 with a home run for Chicago. Chicago scored first. They scored a run in the bottom of the second when Rick Reichert hit a solo home run. Then Frank Robinson returned it, hitting a solo home run in the top of the third. That tied the game. Baltimore took the lead in the sixth when Powell led off with a double. Etchebarren was hit by a pitch. Mark Belanger grounded out. That advanced the runners. Brooks Robinson grounded into a force play. No, I'm sorry. Brooks Robinson singled. That scored Powell. That made it 3-1. Then in the seventh inning, Baltimore scored a fourth run when Paul Blair hit a solo home run. Chicago rallied a bit in the seventh. They scored a run when Reichert walked. Then with one out, Morales was safe on an error. That put runners on first and second. And then with 2 outs, Carlos May singled to right. That scored Rick Reichert. Made it 4-2, and that was our final score. So Chicago got an unearned run in the seventh. Neither of the starters seemed like they had their best stuff, but they both pitched decent, except Wilbur Wood was victimized by 2 home runs. This series has been the worst week of the season for him so far, and unfortunately, not an opportune time for him to slump a little bit. There's no indication of who's going to start Game 5. The game says Dave Leonard against Rich Hinton. And I doubt that. It's the pitcher for Chicago will either be Bart Johnson or Joe Horland. And it will most likely be Mike Cuellar for Baltimore. Time of this game was 2 hours and 28 minutes. Both league championship series this year going to the full 5 games. Hope you enjoyed this game, and thank you for watching.